So hello from DAC 2015. I am now with a company that I think everybody knows well in our world. It's the Sonics, the specialist of network and chip. But I think today you may learn something new. I am with Randy Smith, the Vice President of Sonics, and he has to announce you that maybe Sonics has a new profile. So I let him explain you.
Hi, so yes, Sonics has always been known for network on chip. We've been doing that for 18 years, but over the last many years, we've been getting increasing problems with our customers on power. And power is becoming critical, whether it's battery applications or just too much heat based on the environment or packaging that the chip is in. People need to worry about dynamic power control. And we've announced a new architecture we call the ICE grain architecture. ICE is instant control of energy, and grain has to do with the very small areas that we're now able to manage. So most chips today have 3 to 5 power domains for kind of a typical chip. We'll set aside the application processors using cell phones because they have massive teams trying to solve the power problems there. But for most chips, it's a small number of domains. And they have a hard time to do more than that, but they need to, because in order to reduce power, a lot of it has to do with how much control you have, and the finer the grains that you're working with, the better you can control power. So we've come up with this 2-level architecture, have a higher level controller that can still interact with the operating system and take commands from that. It can interact with operating point conditions such as a temperature sensor on chip. And then there's the lower level grain controllers that are actually connected to the individual grains that you're controlling. They could be power domains, voltage domains, clock domains. They can be hierarchical. They can be a mixture of different combinations. But they have each one has a unique policy of how to control it. So the local controllers are only as big as they need to be based on the state changes. So they could be clock gated, power gated. They could have retention voltages. It could be very advanced like adaptive voltage frequency scaling. So you can make those choices in policy, and then this IP implements all that. And it ties right into Sonic's expertise, which is the ability to look at an IP that's going to be pervasive across a chip. It's not going to be one block, but it has to attach like a spider web throughout your design, just like the network has to. And it's compiled so that it's correct by construction. So it ties into a lot of our expertise. But it turns out that we've been working on power for so long and thinking about this problem for so long. We already have 2 patents actually granted in this area, as well as others that have been filed. So this isn't something we just decided to do last year. This is something we've been working on for a long time, but now we've decided to productize it. Our intent is to have a couple, 2 to 4 partners that we'll work with through this year on a very hands-on environment, and then ship the production version with the full automation around the end of the year or early January.
Okay. So you all know that power is the topic. And I like your top-down hierarchical configurable approach. I think it must be good.
It's good to have a new area.
Yeah, good.
But we're not giving up on networks. So here at the show, we've announced Sonic Studio Director, which is the graphical interface which allows you to specify what you need. We've really made some fantastic improvements to that, so you can visualize power domains and clock domains and things like that while you're working on the network. Yeah. Even things like where if people want to add retiming stages, it'll now graphically show a tick marks where the different clocks are kind of inserted in so you can understand it. So we've really come a long ways in that and in automation. So we've done things now like for physical design that were possible to do before in the tool through the Tickle interface. We've automated more of the pieces to that to make it much easier to do insertion retiming buffers and things like that. They're actually things that we don't need as often as our competitors do because of the nature of our type of fabric. But still, when they happen, we want to make sure that people understand how easy it is to control where those buffers get placed in our system. And actually here on the floor this week, we're also showing where with one customer, it was easy to put together a simple Tickle script because we have a Tickle interface to Sonic Studio Director, and they could come up with a new routine which controlled exactly how they wanted to do this. So it's a very flexible environment. You don't have to wait for anybody to do an enhancement. You can do it in Tickle.
Okay, so you are still enthusiastic. That's good. Sonics will make it.
Yeah, multiple areas is better than working in one area. Power is interesting.
Good. So good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.